I think the Vendée Globe is a very special event in the sailing calendar. It's one of the best known events in the world, and for a short-handed sailor, a solo sailor in particular, it's the very pinnacle of the sport. So it comes around every 4 years, and as a result you don't get many opportunities to compete in a Vendée Globe. So I know I'm extremely fortunate to have this time a fourth opportunity to compete in the race. So it's a crazy event, single-handed, non-stop, without assistance around the world on crazy boats like Gamesa here, and the simplicity of the course and the objective is what attracts me to the event. Well, I've done the event. I've done every edition of this event since 2000, since the year 2000. In 2004, I came third. And I led the race in the latter stages, so I was very close to success in this round the world race. In the last edition in 2008, with this boat, I led the race in the Southern Ocean and was dismasted. And after that, I was deeply disappointed, perhaps more than I ever really let on. And after that I came back. I said I'm not going to be doing this type of sailing for a while. I took 2 years out, did extreme 40 sailing, but soon this event started to come around, and I quickly realised, and then very fortunately had the opportunity, met with Gamesa, and the whole plan came together. I'm delighted to be here. I think we've got a great boat. We've modified her, improved her, hopefully made her more reliable and faster, both at the same time. So I think we're quietly in quite a strong position. Well, having come third previously, I'm obviously looking for some improvement. That doesn't give me a great deal of choice, but the reality is, the one thing I have learned in all those previous editions is that to win the Vendée, first you have to finish the Vendée. And it's a massive challenge to do that alone, and anyone who finishes the Vendée, in my opinion, is a winner. And so finishing the race number one, and finishing the race first number two. I think the level is very, very high. Many of the boats here are highly evolved now, and we have 4 new boats in the fleet. We have a batch of very talented young sailors coming through, and perhaps for the first time in one of these major oceanic events, I think we'll see a few of those in the mix at the front of the fleet. So I think it's a very strong competition, and to some extent that's the unknown quantity of this particular edition of the race. We've had a good year of preparation. We had some ups and downs in the year, but in general we've been able to make really good progress with the boat. So as in the way that is always ideal, we've arrived and had very little work to do. Just the team have been carrying out checks, changing some small parts here and there, but very, very little to do. More importantly is dealing with the scrutineers. There are many checks that go on around the boat over the 3 weeks before the start of the race, and then of course there's various other commitments, media commitments, etc. But as the last few days approach, I'll spend a bit of time with family and try and relax and get some rest before the race begins.
ask a question if you promise not to laugh at me if it's been a quick one? Back pop's just heeling right over. Is that just as she's stacked as where she is?
Yeah, I mean everyone's stacked on starboard. Or possibly they've got a little bit of keel on, I don't know why. But most boats probably are stacked. I mean, we're stacked. Probably just level the boat out with the kit. There's no reason for it to swing. Always have to let that.
Il vient ou pas?
You alright? What are you doing?
We're walking down the pontoon together, I think.
Should we start here?
Just no. Mind.
Excuse me, sir.
Mind your back.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's still very full force.
Is that what you put your music
So
on?
you including block gauge, it's quite find out that moment? Just gone max height, I think, to 29 metres. Yeah.
This isn't 29.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Right. You're not up that high?
No, we're about half a metre, 3/4 of a metre less.
Okay.
No, you never.
Do look light, but hey, it should be alright.
This is a lot smaller than anything we've been used to, but then we were used to the beast before. Blocks
But
like
even that rig looks quite big in section.
Is it?
Yeah. You know, Alex is in good position with his boat. He's had a couple of good years with his boat, and obviously we know our boat very well. We've done a lot of changes on it, so I think quietly we're in a good place to make a good result. But you know, obviously there's a lot of very talented sailors and very good teams here, so it's very hard to say with the Vendee. It's in England it's like the Grand National. You never quite know who's going to go over all the fences.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Mike and I are both feel in a situation where we've done lots of miles on the boat, and for us, miles, you know, Mike's already done a Vendee on this, and I've done half a Vendee in the last 12 months solo on this boat, and that's a big part of the confidence. You know, being sure or understanding what you have broken, and then making sure it doesn't break again. So for sure, both of us are going to hopefully touch some wood.
Yeah.
Be reliable in this race, and if you can be reliable in this race, we're both in a position with a boat that could win.
Yeah. It is blind.
This is my third race, and the first two races I haven't finished. I nearly didn't start the second race. So you know, the reason we're here is because it's the hardest sporting challenge that exists in the world today, and that's a big reason why we want to do it. We also feel we've got a great boat, a great team, and you know, possibly a chance of winning. You know, for me, the important things personally about the race are the challenge and the competition. They're the two key things. Without either of those two, I wouldn't be interested. Well, of course, the ambition is always to win any race you start, but you know, the first priority is to finish. And so in my head, that's all it's about, finishing. And You know, this is my third race, my 7th around the world race. You know, I really have to finish this one, you know, for myself. The level of each Vendée Globe, in fact every IMOCA race we go to, the level gets higher and higher and higher. You know, a year ago we were racing in the Jacques Vabre and we raced in the B2B solo, and the level was high, and now we come to the Vendée Globe and everybody's better, they're more prepared, they're faster, personally better prepared, and so each time we go it gets harder and harder and harder. You know, I think if I had to choose a favourite for this race, you know, obviously I'm confident in my own ability, but if I was to you know, look outside of it and I didn't exist, then there's somebody here who's very experienced. You know, he's won the Figaro twice. He's very experienced in IMOCA boats. You know, he's done very well on the Route de Rome. In the last Vendée Globe, he came second. He's got a great team, big team, good budget, and a great boat. And he's a super, super nice guy. Is Armel Leclerc. So if I had to choose someone, I'd say him. The last few days before the race is very, very hectic. You know, lots of media requests, so we can't do them all, unfortunately. So try and spend some time with my friends and my family. Of course, we have lots of supporters who come to Les Sables d'Olonne and want to see the boat and the team and a bit of me. And then there's also the briefings to go through, the weather briefings, sit down working out the strategy before the start, and also try and find a little time for relaxing. It's a bit strange, you know, to go from this complete craziness to one man, one boat. It's a strange way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Never heard of him. Just, Alex, remember we laughed at this. Oh yeah, it's quite a suitable comment like that.
That was a funny situation. That was, I mean, how ridiculous, eh? It's a good thing I've learned to be a little bit more diplomatic in my whole life.